toughest of all time, but it was the way we had to play to try to come out with a victory. You know, we slowed the game down a little bit. We shared the basketball. We tried to grind the clock out some. I thought we were as tough on the defensive end of the floor as we've been all year, and I also think we were fortunate. They missed some shots, and we took advantage of it. But just a good team effort where the guys bought into the game plan. Their attitudes were fantastic. Their energy was very good, and there was really a bunch of guys that were just in it together, ready to play and compete. And when you do that, you give yourselves an opportunity to win the game. And that's with the game plan we had put in. That's what I try to do, is just give our team an opportunity to win the game. And they executed, I thought, very, very nicely.
That was a very dapper-looking suit, Derek. When did you decide to bust it out?
Well, it's a kind of a new season, new year. I thought it'd be good for conference play to break out the suits, show that we mean business, and the guys took a liking to it. So it was nothing like monumental, but at the same token, I think it's time we go back with the suits. And I got a nice tie for my wife for the holidays, so I wanted to be able to wear it before the season was out.
Derek, if you'd won 5 of your last 6, would you be wearing the polo shirts today?
Probably not, Ron.
You mentioned that this was the game plan today, that this is what you guys had to do. In your mind, is this maybe the game plan for most days for you guys? Or do you still think you can switch off, open it up against certain teams? Is this what UMass basketball has to be?
I think so. I mean, I thought some of the guys that we were a little more effective in this style. I mean, Terrell Vincent, obviously, this is a much better way to play for him. We still ran some of our sets and some different things, but we needed to have a little more stability on the offensive end of the floor where we're not turning the ball over. And worse than that, taking shots within the first 4 seconds. So it's basically scripting that you're going to pass the ball a few times before you make a play. Now, at times I thought we went a little overboard and didn't get a shot off to the last 1 second on the clock. But, you know, that's kind of, it's tough on a defense when you can make a play at the end of the shot clock and knock down a basket with 1 second. We've been on the other end of that quite frequently this year, and it hurts you a little bit.
Did you have a minimum number of passes you wanted them to make before they tried to take a shot?
No, not really. I just didn't want them to take 2 passes and shoot the ball. I thought it was like, let's work the clock down and then make a good play in the middle of it at the end. I mean, if a guy has an open shot, you know, you're allowed to take that. But at the same token, I was more clear on exactly what I wanted the team to look like when we play, especially against a team like Dayton. We couldn't get up and down with them and just run and fire balls and let the game get out of hand.
Derek, how big were both Anthony's three-pointer and Javon's drive to the basket for the three-point play?
Well, since they were 2 of our 4 baskets in the second half, they were about as big as it gets. You know, the play that Anthony hit the 3 was actually to try to get Terrell Vincent in the post, and Sean Carter sent a great screen on him coming out, big-time 3, and then Javon's play I thought was the game winner. You know, we kind of ran some clock. We went what's called our, ISO, and I just told him to take the guy. He looked like he did kind of in the Springfield Civic Center on a few of those drives tonight, where he was, you know, a little more assertive and made plays. And then he didn't shoot the ball. He only took 4 shots tonight. That's more of what I like to see, not 15 to 20.
What's the, what do you know now about Sean?
Out of that, you know what? I'm not certain. His eye was kind of closed in the meeting, but I'm not certain.
Got to be. I mean, losing 5 out of 6, starting league play. I mean, there was a lot riding on this game. It was 1 game, but it's got to be an awfully good feeling, I would imagine.
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, I try not to think of, you know, how many games you win in a row or lose in a row. Obviously, at the back of your mind, it's sitting there. But I try to just focus on the next game at hand. And, you know, while I'd like to dwell on this Dayton game, at the same token, we play in what seems like 2 or 3 nights against, you know, another team that's been in, you know, the Final 8 last year. So you go from the NIT champion to a Final 8 team to, you know, a game next Saturday. So it just comes at you so fast now. I don't think there's as much time to enjoy or revel in a loss. You just have to get ready for the next game. And when I just want to make sure the team is the team that I want. That the guys are playing with the way I want them to play. They're competing at a level. They're doing what I need them to do. And today was a good step in the right direction.
Is there as much time to prepare now, either, or is that a disadvantage with so many games coming up?
Yeah, I think, you know, when a team plays Saturday and you play Sunday, normally they have 1 extra day, but at the end of the day, we have to get in how we're going to play and let teams adjust to some of the things we're trying to do. You know, I think having that little zone in, doing a little flex action and some ball screen stuff gives them now something to think about instead of, you know, just cover the guy that's driving the ball, which at times got us into some trouble.
How much did Gary's return have?
Well,
it seemed like he steadied you.
I thought he played a very good game for not making any shots. It was the first time in a while where, you know, we weren't looking over to see, asking me what to do. He actually ran some things, pushed some things through. And one of the biggest things it did is it got Javon away from the ball. You know, for only 13 minutes he had to play point guard tonight. I thought that was huge because he's not a point guard.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
27 minutes tonight. When do you know you were going to play today, and did you expect to play as much as you did? And how do you feel you did play?
I think I found out on Friday. Friday, I believe. And it was just some things that I got cleared. I felt a little bit better. And to be honest, I didn't know how much I was going to play. I really wasn't practicing like that. I was tired, a little bit out of shape. So I think I did well. I think I ran our team. I think we got us into stuff that we needed to get to. It was an ugly game, and but it was the way that we wanted it to be. We wanted it to be ugly. We wanted to not look right. We wanted not to look right. We wanted them to just get confused a little bit, and our game plan worked.
Guys, have you ever played in something like that where you have no field goals and you've extended your lead halfway through a half?
No, not at all.
Is that? I mean, what were you kind of thinking as that's going on?
I mean, we saw the foul count the way it was. The refs were calling like little touch fouls, so we were trying to get into their body coming up the pick and rolls, and that got us to the line. So we were able to score without making any field goals.
Javon, can you talk about the play that you made that brought it from 5 to 8, and it seemed like that kind of clinched the game at that point?
I saw the shot clock at 13, so it was basically he was on the island. He was checking me by himself, so. I mean, I like going right, and I don't know why he didn't know that's where I was going. I've done it all season, so I went right, and I just put it up the glass. I knew the ball was going, and I didn't know I was going to get the foul call, though.
And your three-pointer there in the second half, talk about that one.
Again, the shot clock was going down, and I saw openings, so I took the shot, and thankfully it went in.
You guys seem to handle in more situations than not being pretty deep in the shot clock and being able to still do things that got you to the line. Is that a pressure situation to be in?
Not really. I mean, it's the way that we wanted to play this game. We wanted to play move the ball, make them defend, screen. I mean, you see, as we got to the flex a lot this game, and we knew at some point in time you were going to be able to beat your man off the dribble. And for one time, it's a change for us. The other team, we was actually in the bonus this time, so they couldn't be as aggressive as they really want to be. So they tried to get up on us, and dudes just drove it to the rim. And sometimes it went in, sometimes it didn't. Sometimes the refs called it, sometimes it didn't. But at the same time, we only had 12, and I don't think they made like 15 or 16 shots themselves. So our main focus was just defending on the opposite end of the floor.
Coach just talked about you guys taking quick bad shots at times when things go wrong. It seemed, was patience and finding one a focus going into this game? Because it seemed like there were no quick shots. It
was we wanted to push it in transition like we always do, and if we had something early, we would have took it. We would have taken it, but if we didn't have anything, we wanted to grind them out. We wanted to pull back a little bit and make them work on defense instead of having us work the whole time, the whole game on defense. And that's what we've been doing in practice all week. We've been grinding each other out and just working.
You guys have talked a lot about always the focus on defense in practice. I mean, and sometimes in games it seems to be sustained. I mean, it was there in a big way from wire to wire today. Other games does not seem to be there as much. What is your sense of why that is?
Well, we're still in the process of trying to be more consistent and, just bring a high level of intensity out, game in and game out. So I think that's one of the things that we're still trying to do, and we did that tonight.
How bad did you need this?
Bad.
Go ahead, dude.
Very, very bad. I mean, I think we lost 5 of our last 6 before this one, and especially a game like this, you open up conference play. People's confidence was, not sky high, and I think this is the confidence building going into Xavier, and that's another game that we need, another game I want. Since I've been here, I haven't beat Xavier, so it's a little personal for me.
Okay, good coach in here. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
the start of the Atlantic 10, Derek had talked all week about them practicing well and bouncing back, and obviously they did that. They played extremely well today. I think the addition of Carrera helps, gives them a steady influence as senior point guard. Doesn't even have to score any points because they do have a very long, talented team, and they have one of the premier players in the league in Gurley that obviously made a couple big shots for him. And give them credit. We did not play at the energy or pace or with the effort that we needed on the glass at all, and I thought that was the difference in the game.
Coach, how different did they look than they did on tape?
Oh, well, I mean, they're a lot different, but it's not. When you get in this league, obviously, it's not. Some of the non-league stuff is irrelevant. It's who plays better for 40 minutes, and tonight they played better than we did for 40 minutes, so that's why they won. This league has too many talented players and too many coaches that have been through some battles that during those 40 minutes, it's who plays their best, and they did today.
Coach, both teams under 30%. Do you attribute that to very good defense, poor shooting, or what?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. We missed some shots and we took some forced shots too. But they have great length around the basket, so it's hard to finish around the basket. And I thought at times we were pretty good defensively. The problem was we never finished a defensive possession with a rebound. So I don't think we were able to take advantage of any good defensive possessions that we had because of their ability to offensive rebound and our lack of ability to defensive rebound. I got to the free throw line a lot, so that's one thing in terms of looking at film. We're going to have to figure out why that was, and hopefully improve a little bit in that.
Even some of your reliable guys like CJ who've been shooting well, all of them seem like they just nobody can get anything going.
Yeah, it's just you have to go to those guys and we did not. You talk about the fouls, you talk about the missed shots, you talk about the rebounding. If you don't play with great energy, it's hard to do any of those three. I mean, meaning you don't shoot the ball as well, you definitely don't rebound, and it's hard to get on. Hard to complain about the discrepancy in free throws if the other team is playing with greater energy than you are, because that what ends up happening with that is they are able to create more fouls, and everybody's human. If one team is playing with greater energy, they tend to get a few more calls, which is the way it's supposed to be, which is what we've done over the last few years. Obviously, we did not do that today.
Coach, as hard as it was to get baskets from your end, you were down 3 with 4 minutes left. What was your feeling then? That for all that, you were in pretty good shape at that point?
Yeah, I thought we were in pretty good shape even when they took the 10-point lead. Just because we were still within striking distance and so forth. And I think we cut it to 2 even at one point, and Gurley hit the 3. Unfortunately, maybe out of any point during the game, we screwed up the coverage on that play. And gave their best player a wide open shot. It was maybe one of the 3 or 4 times the whole game that we actually did not cover something fairly well. We picked the wrong time to do it. Anything else? All right, guys, enjoy.